Let me show you several different things that we can do if your Nintendo Switch 2 actually doesn't want to power on. So if you simply press and hold your power button, it too should actually turn on. So it literally takes maybe like 2 seconds before you will see actually the logo basically. So what if it's actually not turning on? So there is actually a second way how to turn on. I mean, basically if you suspect maybe your power button is broken or something off essentially, and that is actually using a charger. So yep, basically essentially if I plug in the console, so let me grab my charger, basically if I plug it in essentially it will also like force it to turn it on. So let's see how long it takes to turn on. So also if you maybe have one of these power banks that can basically show up your like voltage draw, essentially you can also monitor and see if it's actually like taking any power. That also is good indication. So literally as you saw, so as soon as I plugged in, it took maybe like 5 seconds to turn it on. Then also basically if you actually plug it in the charger and it still doesn't turn on, also you actually have to maybe try like a different charger and also different cable. For example, maybe your battery has been completely depleted and again it has shut itself down. So basically when you actually turn off this console the regular way, it actually doesn't get turned on, it simply goes in the sleep mode. So for example, if I press my power button over here, see it appears it has turned off, but actually it's not. It's actually in the sleep mode and it still like drains quite a lot of battery basically in the sleep mode. So essentially okay, it doesn't drain that much, but again if you actually leave your console for some long time, essentially it will completely like deplete your battery, and then again if you like try to turn it on, nothing really will happen. Also it has been sitting essentially for some time, essentially as first basically time before it will actually turn on, it actually has to sit on a charger for a while, maybe like literally maybe leave it for little like 20 minutes. And also you can also basically try different chargers, because for example these consoles obviously are fussy when it comes to the charging power. Maybe if you actually do not use the official basically the plug or the docking station, if you can't find those, then also again, so if you are actually using like third party like adapter, so simply like change your adapter and see, try with another adapter. Also you can basically check your power plug if it's actually like decent, if it's even charging. So again, by the way, we can actually charge it using both ports, so one on the bottom over here and also another basically over here as well. And also I guess if you actually plug in your docking station, also plug it in that way, that also is slightly different way how it charges. That also might actually boot up the device. So but again, simply I guess be a bit patient when you actually plug in power, so before actually try to like power it on. And essentially again, so again, if you can get one of these power banks that can also like display your output, or again maybe some other device that can display the power draw, essentially you can simply monitor and see if it's actually drawing any power and it's actually charging. So maybe again so your power source is at fault. And then lastly we can also maybe your console has simply like frozen up essentially. So it obviously happens, so let me actually turn it on. So okay, wait a bit. So maybe it has something basically has happened to it and it has frozen up, and maybe your screen simply isn't working and it appears it's dead, but actually it's still running in the background, it simply has frozen up. Then we can simply like force a restart on the console as well, for example. So what we do is we simply press and hold the power button for I think maybe like 7 or 8 seconds. So let's see how long it takes. So no matter what's on your screen, so even if it appears dead, we're simply going to keep holding the power button. So over here, I guess maybe start a timer. So let's see how long it takes. I think it takes maybe like 7 seconds. It will, in my case, show this option, but again, I'm going to ignore and simply keep holding. So again, definitely less than 10 seconds, so then we can release. But again, I would suggest to maybe like start a timer and literally hold this power button for maybe like 20 seconds, so just in case, and then release, maybe wait another 10 seconds and then press it for a couple of seconds to try to turn it on and see if that helps. So essentially again, literally just hold your power button for like 20 seconds and see if that does anything. So again, these are some things we can do if your switch 2 doesn't want to turn on or something has happened to it. Anyway, good luck.